Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, a class of drugs originally derived from the poppy plant. It is a powerful painkiller often used medically to treat severe pain. However, fentanyl has also infiltrated the streets, becoming a dangerous recreational drug. It is cheap to produce and incredibly potent, making it a lucrative substance for dealers. But its potency is a double-edged sword, turning fentanyl into what many call a silent killer. The danger of fentanyl lies in its ability to take lives swiftly and silently. Often laced into other drugs or sold in counterfeit pills, many users are unaware they are even ingesting it. This unsuspecting exposure, coupled with the drug's extraordinary potency, makes fentanyl a grave threat to public health. Fentanyl works by binding to opioid receptors in the brain. These receptors are responsible for controlling pain and pleasure. When fentanyl binds to these receptors, it blocks pain signals and triggers a surge of dopamine, the feel-good chemical. This dopamine rush creates a sense of intense euphoria, relaxation, and well-being. However, this feeling of euphoria is deceptive and fleeting. Fentanyl's effects are rapid, setting in within minutes of ingestion. This rapid onset intensifies the euphoria, but also contributes to its danger. The quick hit entices users, encouraging repeated use to chase the fleeting high. This cycle of use and the pursuit of euphoria can rapidly lead to dependence and addiction. One of the most frightening aspects of fentanyl is its impact on breathing. Fentanyl depresses the central nervous system, slowing down vital functions like respiration. Essentially, the drug disrupts the brain's communication with the lungs, diminishing the body's natural instinct to breathe. This respiratory depression is a significant factor in fentanyl overdoses. As breathing slows, the body receives less oxygen, leading to hypoxia. Hypoxia can cause drowsiness, confusion, and eventually unconsciousness. In severe cases, if breathing stops entirely, it can result in coma, permanent brain damage, or death. Fentanyl is incredibly potent, estimated to be 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine and up to 50 times more potent than heroin. This extreme potency makes dosage incredibly difficult to control, even for experienced drug users. What may seem like a tiny amount of fentanyl can be lethal. To put it into perspective, a lethal dose of fentanyl can be as small as 2 milligrams, equivalent to a few grains of salt. This makes determining a safe dose nearly impossible, particularly when fentanyl is illicitly produced and mixed with other substances. The potent effects of fentanyl, particularly the intense euphoria, contribute to a high risk of dependence and addiction. The brain quickly adapts to the presence of the drug, leading to tolerance. This means users require increasingly larger doses to achieve the same high, further increasing the risk of overdose. Withdrawal from fentanyl is notoriously agonizing. Symptoms can include muscle aches, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, anxiety, insomnia, and intense cravings. The fear of experiencing these harrowing withdrawal symptoms often drives individuals to continue using, perpetuating the cycle of addiction. Adding to the danger of fentanyl is its prevalence in the illicit drug market. Because it is cheap to produce and highly potent, dealers often mix fentanyl with other drugs like heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine. This practice, known as lacing, increases the drug's profitability, but also amplifies the risk of overdose. Many people who use drugs are unaware that fentanyl has been added to their supply. This unknowing exposure is a significant factor driving the surge in overdose deaths. Individuals may believe they are taking a familiar drug at their usual dose, only to be met with a lethal dose of fentanyl. The fentanyl crisis is a public health emergency of unprecedented scale. In 2022 alone, fentanyl-related overdoses claimed tens of thousands of lives in the United States, surpassing the number of U.S. military deaths since the Vietnam War. This stark statistic underscores the urgency of the situation. Addressing this crisis requires a multifaceted approach. We need increased access to treatment and recovery services for those struggling with opioid addiction. We need to expand harm reduction strategies like naloxone distribution to prevent fatal overdoses. And we need to raise awareness about the dangers of fentanyl, particularly among young people, to prevent further tragedies. The time to act is now.